Another video. Hi, Pepper. Got Pepper with me and Tomo right there. So, might have a sword review, might not today. Because everything nowadays is getting so damn expensive. It's kind of hard to get, unless you use water bottles, stuff to cut, especially tatami mats. So, what I use half the time, because tatami mats are expensive. Cheapest I think I found them was on Swords Armory for like $8.99, so still $9, not including shipping. And I think they said you can only order up to 8 at a time. So that's the cheapest I found. Otherwise, like $10 to $20 a pop. It's a lot of money for 10 that you're going to cut up. So what I've done, because I've seen other videos of people doing it and I thought it was a great idea, is I use these. And all this is, hi Tomo, thanks Tomo, is just a beach mat. I'm pretty sure it's not the same consistency, but they are a straw mat. And for $3 a pop, it's a little bit better. And you do have to soak them. I've soaked them for 24 hours. It worked just fine. I've soaked them for a couple hours, like 4 hours, and it was okay. So you got to play with the time period and see what works best for you, especially where you live. But sometimes what I'll do is, now I know this isn't green bamboo, is if I'm putting this in, I'll roll this up in the center. And if I do that, I'll definitely soak it for 24 hours so the bamboo gets soaked up too. And Tomo wants to be in the video. I see. Tomo, thank you. But if you look, I'll put it up against it. So this is on the edge right here. And you notice there's a space right here. And I cut them like that on purpose because my spike, that's as far as it'll go. So this way, this doesn't poke out through the top. So they're cut down. Yeah, they're not as long as the tatami mat because the tatami mat's a lot longer, but these work pretty damn good. And what I normally do is, as you can see, it's not very tight. I'll untie it, roll it up tighter, and then if I'm going to put the bamboo in, I just roll up over the bamboo and then just put twine on it. Now, like I said, they're not very big, but what you can do, and I've done with this one's already set and ready to go, is you can double layer them. So, and I got the string as tight as I can get, the twine, but after the water's in, it's going to expand. So this is a nice, effective way to, if you're in a pinch but you want to cut mats. I mean, I get these at grocery outlet, you know, for $3. So when we go there in the summertime, we just buy, sometimes we buy the whole box. And there's like 20 in a box. So you can't beat that. To have something that's kind of similar. Like I said, I'm sure it's not the same. But at least, you know, you get that resistance of cutting. Like a tatami mat, and you can always, like I said, if you put this, it's a 1/4 inch bamboo. If you put it in there, definitely soak it for 24 hours. Start it the night before. That way that water gets in there, softens it up a bit, because this stuff is really, really dry. And it cuts it clean as hell. I've done it. It hasn't even damaged my sword, so that's what I would do. Now I say we might have a sword review. So, and we do. We have this guy right here. This is a wakizashi. It's pretty nice. Little wakizashi. I've had this for about a little over a year now. There's the kasha. Kasha has never come loose. Like I said, and if you notice, the Ito, the leather Ito, I don't even think it's real leather, but it's wrapped around the kasha on this. And like I said, I've never had a kasha come loose that's wrapped around it. So far, I should say. The one with this one though, if you notice right here, and then you turn it over. The pegs are covered up on the other side, and you'll see a little splosh right there. I had to glue this Manuki, excuse me, in place. It started to get loose, but the wrapping is tight. It's hecka tight. You kind of move it, but not bad. So, and there's a Fuji right there. I like this kind of Suba. It's got vines and stuff all over it. Kind of like my Shobu from Murasami. Now this is a colored blade, and you'll see scratches in it. I've cut with this, so it's got an edge, not a really sharp one, but it'll cut through mats, and you'll see it scratched up right in there. And that's because I took it to my sharpening stone. So if you have a color blade and you take it to a sharpening stone, it's going to take the coloring off, but that's okay. Might just polish it out, I don't know. But this is a 1095 from Hero Swords, and nothing, I've cut mats with this. I haven't cut bamboo. Like I said, I don't have access to bamboo that much, but it's got a good grip. The thing I like about it is the knots aren't very big. And this was the first sword I got that had a battle wrap on it, and I don't mind them. Thank you, Tomo. Tomo loves to see what I'm doing all the time. But it's comfortable. I still like the traditional wrap, but I can see why people like the battle wrap more. The only thing I don't like with the standard wakizashis now is the handles. The handles, they make way too long. The handle's supposed to be like a 6.5 inch handle. This is a 7 3/4. So the handles are actually supposed to only come to right here, actually, on a wakizashi, because they're a one-handed sword. The scabbard, just a matte black. It does rattle some. Did that when I got it. It's got a scratch right there. It's from me. I did have to shim this one eventually, because I use this for practice too. So I'm constantly drawing it, putting it back, drawing it, putting it back, so it wears out the Koraguchi. And all I did to fix that, I don't know if you can see it, but right there is just a little wood shim. And it's cypress veneer. And I just cut it down, use a little bit wood glue or super glue, and put it in there. Works just fine. But now it doesn't fall out. So, and of course the Seigyo is nothing to write home about. It's not that thick. And most of my swords, you'll see, it's got the presentation not always on it, except for one of my practice swords. It's got the butterfly. It's because I did that, and that's because the style that I learned, we don't tie the Seigyo to our belt, because we'll use the size sometimes in moves to push your opponent away. So that's why we don't, or I don't. A lot of times I just leave presentation knot, or I'll put a butterfly knot in it, because like I said, we don't tie it to our belt because we need to use the saya. But for $100, because that's how much this one was, from Hero Swords, $10.95 in it. I made sure it was $10.95. It's a pretty nice little wakizashi. It really is. It's cut. These mats, water bottles, no problem. Like I said, it's not that sharp. I could sharpen it even more. Might do a review on how I sharpen stuff. And then it's my preference. And that's the only reason why I do it the way I do it. I'll get into that if I do that video and show my setup that I use. So yeah. So if anybody's looking for something that they can do, like a form of a tatami mat, but not break the bank, especially nowadays, the way everything is, beach mat works pretty good. Just make sure you soak it first, you know, before you try cutting it, because it won't cut then. But yeah, and I'm sure this is 2 rolls right here. I'm sure you could probably wrap another one around this, because this comes out to be like 3 1/4 in diameter. So I'm sure you could wrap another one around this, you know. So there you guys go. There's a review of Hero Sora's wakizashi, and an inexpensive way to cut tatami mats. Hopefully this was helpful for some people. And my apologies for Tomo wanting to be part of the video sometimes. She's over there just watching me. So I'll let you guys go. Have a good one. See y'all later.